Dad, tell us about yourself and why you want to share your stories from your time with the U.S. Marshals Service.
All right, my name is Tommy Thompson. I live here in the Memphis, Tennessee area. Always thought about writing a book about my time with the Marshals, and I actually did a podcast not too long ago for our church here, and they encouraged me to do a podcast. I thought about the podcast, and then I realized, well, maybe a video would be good, and so that's where we are now. May or may not still write a book to go along with this, but we're going to record videos, and mainly for you, because I retired from the Marshals when you were less than 6 years old, and my other kids and my grandkids, because they some of this might be interesting to them. It might be interesting to some of the other folks out there that are friends of mine, and I would like to eventually share stories about a lot of the great people I worked with, and maybe even get them here to visit with us. So that's the whole point, is to talk about the time when I worked for the Marshal Service.
How long were you in the Marshal Service and where did you serve?
Okay, so I was in the Marshal Service for about 29 and a half years. And so I started when I was hired at the end of 1983. I was living in Atlanta. Your brother Ryan was a brand new baby when I got hired with the Marshal Service. They let me stay in Atlanta for a couple of months, and I went to the training academy down in Brunswick, Georgia, which is between Jacksonville and Savannah on the Atlantic coast. After I graduated from the training academy, I moved to San Diego, California, and I served there for 3 years. Lots of good adventures from out there that I'll share as we go along. Transferred back to Atlanta and was there for 3 years. I got promoted to supervisor in 1990, and then that brought me to Memphis in December of 1990. So I was the supervisor here in the Memphis office. We became, when we got an additional supervisor, I became the warrant squad supervisor. And then in 1998, I made chief with the Marshal Service here in Memphis. Served as the chief here until 2006. And then I transferred to Nashville and moved to Murfreesboro, where you were born. And I served the last 7.5 years of my career with the Marshals as the chief deputy over in Nashville, Tennessee.
Awesome. Tell us about the souvenirs you brought to show us.
All right, well, I got a few things here to show you. First off, of course, the title of the channel is A Star Was Worn. So for 29 and a half years, I carried this badge. This is a retired credential now, but this is the same badge that I carried when I was a working deputy. Sometimes in a case, I had one I wore on a belt clip as well. I've got different Marshals hats I brought. This is from Nashville. This is just a generic one. This was really the official one that we wore with our duty uniform. And then this is one that kind of was the way it was early in my career with the seal on it, okay? But the fun thing I wanted to show you, and I've got raid jackets and other things that we'll share as we go along, but the fun thing I wanted to tell you to wind it up today was about the U.S. Marshal G.I. Joe. So here he is right here. I don't know if you can see him in the camera, but this deputy marshal has all kinds of tools of the trade. They sold these things in 1999 at Toys R Us. Toys R Us aren't around anymore. You would have loved it if it was. But so this guy has our raid jacket on, which I've got one just like this. He's got a badge lanyard. He's got a pistol. He's got a shotgun. He's got an AR-15. He's got a door. This thing right here is for busting doors open. We used to use post hole diggers too. That's kind of what that looked like. He's got a claw to pry doors open. He's even got a clipboard for when we had to do the non-fun stuff, which I thought was pretty cute. Now, Toys R Us sold these in this box right here for $19.99, and it talks about on the back what the things that Marshals do. The easiest way to describe what the Marshals do, they're the sheriff's office for the federal government. So anything that the sheriff does for the county, in most places around the country, the Marshals do it for the federal government, except they don't patrol and they don't run jails. They hire people to handle their prisoners. But they guard federal judges. We guarded Supreme Court justices. We served papers. We took prisoners to court. We arrested fugitives. We had the Seize Asset Forfeit program. We had the Witness Security program. Just a lot of different things. That was what's so fun, and those adventures are what I'm going to share with you. So, let me get back to the G.I. Joes, and then we'll wrap it up. So, when they were selling these in 1999, they cost $19.99 actually, so a penny less than $20 at Toys R Us. So, I wanted to make sure that all the deputies in my office had a chance to get one. So when I would travel to Chattanooga, where I'm from here in Memphis, all the way across the state of Tennessee, and when your mama would travel from Memphis down to South Mississippi, where she's from, we would stop at the Toys R Us's and buy every one they had, okay, for $19.99. And so I think we ended up with a total of about 23, I believe. Could have been 24. I think I left one sitting on the shelf. I should have bought it too. But anyway, so I got back to my office here in Memphis and told the deputies, hey, if you want one, they're $20 even. I didn't even charge them tax for it. I just wanted to make sure they stayed in the Marshal service. So I sold 20 of them and kept 3. So one went to your Granny Joan, and she took him out of the box, and he ended up hanging out with Barbies at her house for a long time. It's a pretty good job if you're a G.I. Joe Deputy U.S. Marshal. I think she gave him to your brother Ryan and his kids. So I think that's where that one is. This one your mom took out of the box, and he's been hanging out with Barbies here at our house. They're in the room, and then this one I'm going to keep in the box as a souvenir. So they're fun to have. You can find them on eBay for $100 or $200. I saw one the other day. I can't remember the price, but they are a collector's item because they only made them very, very rarely. And I don't know why they quit making them, but they just kind of blazed right through, and then they were gone. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. So as we go along, like I said, we've got lots of things to talk about. I look forward to telling you my stories and anybody that's interested in watching them. Anything else? All right. So thanks. And so what I'll wrap it up with saying, look forward to other stories about a time when I can say a star was worn.